That's the real question. Um, okay, so this is I think episode 11 of this thing. I got the episode number wrong in the last episode, but this time it's 11, and I got Joseph and Theo here from Tsunami.
Dope.
I drove all the way up here just to interview them. No, I'm just kidding. I'm up here for other reasons, but thank you guys for coming on. It's pretty sick.
Yeah. Thanks for the interest.
I didn't know if I'd be able to ever like get an interview like with guys like you, because I don't know, I was just being from like Southern California or whatever, and just like watching the like you guys get bigger and bigger. I was like, oh, they just seem more and more out of my reach. And then I saw you at a Big Boy show, Joseph, and I was like, oh, he's right there. I can just go up to him and talk to him. So I went up and just asked you, and I was like, that's Joseph from Tsunami, and hey, feel the flames.
It worked out. Sick. Now we're just chilling at my house.
Yeah, and now we're at Joseph's house. It's super fucking sick. Well, I guess the first question I just like want to start out with is like, if you guys want to say what you guys do in Tsunami, and yeah, you just start with that, I guess.
Yeah, I'm Joseph, and I sing in Tsunami.
My name is Theo, and I play bass in Tsunami.
We couldn't get the rest of the members here today. They're off doing other things. You might see what Dirt was doing later in the future.
Yeah. Ben's busy, but this is like OG. I've probably known this guy the longest in Tsunami.
Yeah. So wait, what exactly? Because I got like from the one interview I've seen with you, Joseph. It's been like I got the very abbreviated version of like how you guys met. So I don't know if you guys want to like go more in depth on like how you two met, like specifically.
I don't really remember. Well, it's got to be before Sound and Fury, but yeah. I mean, like we all went to like local shows for like half our lives at this point now, and I'm from like the East Bay, so like closer to Oakland. Theo's like in San Jose.
You're from Fremont, right?
I went to high school in Fremont.
Okay.
I'm from the city called Hayward, but yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
But at the time when I first started going to shows, it was just like metalcore shows. Like, I didn't really know anyone from San Jose because I felt like I don't know if he feels this way, but like East Bay kids and like San Jose kids like didn't vibe. I don't know how you feel about that.
Let's get Theo's take on
yeah,
that.
I would agree. I don't know. San Jose just always wanted to fight everyone that wasn't from here, so that's probably why.
Okay, so you guys versus the whole world.
Yeah, it's kind of always been like San Jose versus everyone.
And then so you guys met when you guys were in high school? Is that what that
Maybe
was?
like around that. Well, I don't even know if he noticed me, but I definitely seen Theo at shows before. And then I think like at one point when like hardcore was like going really downhill music wise, like for whatever reason, like everyone in the base started fucking with like pop punk and shit. So I think the first time I've ever met Theo or like talked to him was like at the Story So Far show.
Oh, really?
Possibly.
So that's the possible date of when you guys were like, hi, I'm Theo. Hi, I'm Joseph.
Yeah. Whenever like Under Soil and Dirt came out, I feel like that's when I kind of like honestly met everyone that I'm currently friends with.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's sick. Do you guys remember like the first like hardcore event that you ever went to? Like back in the day, back in those days? I don't know. What's the story behind that, I guess?
First hardcore local show.
Yeah.
I don't even they're probably not even hardcore bands to be honest, but like I said, like I first started going to like metalcore stuff. And then like things were like kind of like intermingled with like metalcore and hardcore. Like I considered it all the same, but I think the first show I went to was like this band called The Subtle Way. This band called Hiroshima. Remember that? And then I think this band called Dennis is Dead played too. And this was in Fremont. But this place that I would see them in Fremont called the Pizza Patio, like the next show I go to would be like Dennis is Dead again, and then like this band called My Over Eyes.
Yeah, I know that. They played RBS with you guys.
They did, yeah. And then that's kind of like the closest that I would see like San Jose band at that time.
Okay.
For me, it was probably we were doing like all the metalcore shows at first.
Yeah.
But I would say the first hardcore band where I like saw the distinctive difference was when I think Terror was touring One with the Underdogs. They played a huge church in San Jose that we used to have, and
just like a DIY venue.
Yeah, and that was like that showed me the difference between,
Was it like a church like basement or like what?
No, it was like you straight up walk into like a church.
Are all the like pews there and everything?
Everything was stripped, so it was just like the altar or
like
whatever. I don't know. Yeah, that was the stage, and then it was just carpet.
Wow, that's huge. A great like. That's actually, if you strip all that away, that's a big ass space and a great like venue. It's a great venue idea.
Yeah, the only time I've been to a show at this place, which was called the Cave, right? It was like Hoods played. Well, when I seen Hoods played, and then like Hoods was just like spray painting white T-shirts with like a Hood stencil on it, and then who else played? Alcatraz played. Fight Everyone. That was their last Bay Area show. Just I don't know, but like yeah, I think my first actual hardcore show too was also Terror and maybe like First Blood, and they played at like this venue called the Makla, which is in San Jose.
That's funny because I'm seeing Terror for the first time this month at 1720 down in LA with like Mind Force and all those people. So that's kind of
killer band.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I hope that show sells out because whenever 1720 sells out, it's a fucking zoo.
Yeah. I've been fortunate enough to be at 1723 times. Every show was sold out, and like magical shows, like insane.
Great.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yes. The best hardcore shows I've been to, which granted I haven't been in hardcore like that long. It's only been like about a year since I've just kind of gotten into hardcore, but I'm kind of young still, but have been at 1720, and those are like the most insane like stage diving, like everyone's singing the words. It's just like super cool. Like everyone's singing the words to songs is super like sick. I was thinking about this in the car. I was watching you guys' RBS video, and is it like, how does that feel when you see people like saying "shut your fucking mouth" and it's like everyone is like knows those words. They may not know all the other ones, but like they know stuff like that. How does that feel?
I don't know. Every time I look at this guy when we play, like, he's always laughing because it's insane. Like, it's like there's like no meaning behind those lyrics, but people like that's the lyric that everyone sings along to, which is cool. It's like cool because like I've always wanted that. Yeah. As being in a band, but I didn't know that this band would be that one.
I know, because it's just kind of like it's beat down music, but it's just so fun, you know. I feel like it's just kind of one of those bands that everyone could just like let loose for in a set and not like come at it in like a super serious way. So.
Yeah, exactly. There's a time and place for like seriousness in hardcore, but this is like our band is definitely not the one.
Yeah, that's super funny. Well, I think we kind of like jumped forward a little bit with like all that sort of thing, but I kind of want to bring it back to like when you first decided like, oh, I kind of want to pick up an instrument of my own, you know, or I want to start like participating in this rather than just like going to shows and stuff like that. Do you guys remember when like you first picked up an instrument or anything like that?
Yeah, probably like 7th grade. My parents bought me like a shitty Ibanez, like starter guitar. Had no idea what to do, how to maintain it. Didn't even know I had to change strings. Fucking went to shit. And yeah, always wanted to, but never until like recently.
Yeah.
Started up.
Interesting. So did you like get the Ibanez, it went to shit, and then you had like a period where you just like didn't play, and then you got back into it? And what was like you getting back into it? Like what prompted that?
Just seeing like all of our friends in bands and having fun. And didn't want to stand in the crowd anymore, and wanted to. Yeah. And
was your resurgence on an instrument bass?
Probably because it was a lot easier than guitar, even though it's actually not that easy.
But you can. I know when you're like starting out, because I play bass as well, and like from my experience, I remember when I was like kind of first starting to play in front of people, it was never as like nerve-wracking as like playing on guitar, because I knew if I messed up like a little bit, then it wouldn't be like as a parent.
It
as
wouldn't
like,
stand out.
Yeah,
as
it wouldn't
much.
stand out as much as like if I was playing guitar or something like for a band where I'm like have the gain up like super loud and like people can hear all my fuck ups, you know.
Yeah.
Where
and I've always wanted to play drums, but I couldn't. So the bass and drum go.
Yeah,
hand
you
in
go
hand,
rhythm
so,
section, you know.
Yeah, so that filled in pretty fast.
Do you remember when you first started like playing instruments and stuff like that?
I was definitely like participating in shows, like always going to shows for I don't know how many years, but there was just like a point where I joined this band not knowing how to play an instrument at all. It's this band called Arrows.
Yeah, I remember this story.
And then it's just like my friends, they're like that I hang out with all the time. And they're like, "Yo, just like play in this band, like just play bass." And then so I did. I mean, like for whatever reason, I felt like it was semi easy to play bass, so I just kept doing it. But I like never learned how to play like an instrument, you know? Like I never like went out of my way to like learn songs.
It was just in bands.
Just in bands. Like I just
Interesting.
learned these band songs and that's like literally all I do.
That's
But
really
then after a
interesting.
while, like playing a few shows, I'd just be like, all right, I'll fill in for this other band. And then just kind of just like kept going and going and going. Then just like, just the band dude now.
do you think not learning covers and stuff like that helps you come up with more like original music on your own because you're always like listening to these people that you're working with like come up with new things all the time. So do you think that's like played a role in your songwriting and stuff like that? Has it helped it at all? Do you think?
No, it's been like a real hindrance, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because personally, the bands that I'm currently in, I don't write shit music-wise.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's kind of, all the bands for the most part in the Bay, it's kind of like there's like one genius behind a band. And then,
okay.
Yeah, so it's not necessarily collaborative effort, but I think that's dope. Yeah.
Yeah. So like Field of Flames, for example, you're probably not writing like all the guitar riffs and all that stuff.
Fuck no, I couldn't even think of that stuff. But that Field of Flames is Justin the singer.
Justin.
That's his baby.
Yes. Yeah, that's that new record, by the way, is fucking sick. I got one of the 200.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because after your 1720 show, Indecision was like, all right, we're putting these out now. And I was like, I got to hop on that.
Hell
It's
yeah.
super sick. Yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. But
you're chilling.
I think we can get into, I guess, him asking you to join Tsunami. Because I know your origin story with Tsunami. It was like Dirt wanting to like start a beatdown band or whatever.
Yeah, I would say like it's like us, like me, Theo, and Dirt at the same time. Because I feel like I don't know if there's like a real like pinpoint origin of like when we wanted to do it, but like I think we've kind of like always talked about it, and I don't know what really made us take a jump at it. Maybe we were eating at Sonic's, I think. Right? I think like the thing that we're like, yeah, let's fucking do it. We were at Sonic's. We were just talking about starting a beatdown band, and then we designed like a shirt.
Oh, really?
Right after, yeah. And we're like, yeah, we got to do it now.
Is that shirt out currently?
It's a version of it, yeah, which was our first shirt. It was just like supposed to be like a belly rocker design that says Tsunami, but we ripped a different band that has like a similar design.
A similar belly rocker. Yeah, belly rockers are another thing in this band. Yeah, we'll not get into that. But I think like the next thing that I kind of wanted to ask you guys is like, does Tsunami have like any influences really? Like, are you like, is it a derivative sound or was it all mostly kind of like original, or how is that like? Were you guys going for a certain sound when you started the band, or did it just all kind of like come out of your asses?
A lot of that. Should I tell him how Dirt writes everything? Yeah. So the influences were like the classics, like Nasty, Unit 731, Stupid Shit Bulldoze, like the big heavy bands. Did not come out like that at all.
Yeah.
Which is sick because we're not ripping off anyone super hard.
No, yeah.
But the way Dirt writes for everything up until yeah. Dirt would just book studio time and literally just go into the studio and make up shit.
And just chug.
Yeah, and then we would put drums over it, and and that's how all these songs started.
So he's pretty much just in there just jamming out, and whatever comes out is just like what is on what you hear.
Yeah.
That's really funny. That's a really funny way of writing. Actually, it's not a funny way of writing. I know lots of people who fucking just jam out and they're just whatever is coming out of them at that time.
Mm-hmm.
They just
But he
record.
didn't have any of this like going in there. He would just go in there just completely empty and just fucking
speaks
yeah.
speaks to the kind of musician he is, you know?
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, so we know how Dirt writes the riffs, but how does Joseph write the lyrics? That's the
Dude, I have
question.
no clue. And like now, new songs, I have like, I don't know what to do, bro. But I don't know. The demo was just like, fuck. Like, what do I do? I just gonna listen to like hella like New York like hip hop and like, whatever I can rip, I'll rip it. But and then it was just like violent sort of lyrics. And then now I feel like I have to stay violent. Like I can't be serious anymore, which kind of sucks. But that's kind of just what I go. I don't know. I just like think of rhymes, honestly. That
was there any song in particular where you were like, yeah, people are gonna maybe sing this along with us, you know? Or is it or are all of them just like,
dude, I'm just winging it, bro. Like straight up.
You never thought "Shut Your Fucking Mouth" would be the anthem that it is today at the shows?
No, but it's cool. It's real dope.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I always get like goosebumps when I see that. Again, going back to the crowd singing the lyrics type thing, because I think, what did you open up with? No, after two shots at Contempt of Cop, I think you opened up with it at RBS, and I just hear a bunch of people singing it, and I'm like, whoa, that's really cool.
Yeah,
especially because that was like your second show, ever. So you'd never seen that reaction, and just going and seeing all those people,
it was
singing
insane.
that shit. That must be so cool.
It's cool. Like there's like this. I don't know if it was that song or whatever, but there's like this back of the crowd shot where it's like legit the most amount of people that I've seen like ever sing to a band, and it's like insane. And so it's like it's like an awesome feeling for sure, no joke. And then like when we played Texas recently, it's like maybe like not the amount of people singing along, but there's just like this group of like 5 like petite like women.
I saw that. I
like,
saw
just,
that
like,
video. That's so
just holding
funny.
it down in the front, just like singing everything. And then like I was just like, fuck it, just take the mic.
Right?
Yeah.
That's really funny. Kind of going back to like vocal things, you guys have a lot of like guest appearances in your songs. Like for those like little spurts where there's someone else like on the mic or whatever, are you just like, oh, this dude would work really well, like Elliot from Gulch would work really well, or Jeffrey from Hands of God would work really well in this section? Do you just like hit them up, or is that like kind of them just kind of listening to the song and like, oh, this would sound dope if I contributed?
For like all those songs, like the demo, like Contempt of Cop, I guess I never told anyone, but Contempt of Cop, like primarily those lyrics were written by Jeffrey.
Oh, okay.
From Hands of God, yeah. So he already knew that he wanted to sing that spot, so that was like kind of like his thing, and it's just like always been homie shit. And so like the dude that does Pig Squeals in Week Die First, that's our friend Kenny.
Okay.
Who sings in this band called Foghorn.
Uh-huh.
So he did that.
I
like wanted him to do I wanted him to do the Pig Squeals,
uh-huh.
And then at the time he recorded, Elliot was at his house.
Okay.
So he's just like, yeah, we put Elliot on the track. I hope that's cool. And I was like, fuck yeah, I don't give a shit.
That's really funny. Yeah. And now those fucking interludes are, they're gonna be even more iconic than they are, but I'd say they're iconic right now. Like a lot of those, like especially Elliot's part in fucking Week Die First, like everyone's singing that still, you know. Again, we're kind of flip-flopping around here, but I wanted to go back to like RBS and like how did you guys initially like get involved with that show? Was it like, did someone pitch it to you guys? Were you part of the people like organizing it, finding the spot? Like how did you guys fit into that whole like equation of that show?
So I think it started out. So there was like those Dead City shows in LA, like the
Yeah,
crazy one.
Oh yeah.
So that was the first one, and then after that, we're shortly like, man, we could just like do that in the Bay. So I think it's like Malachi from Scal, Elliot from Gulch, me, Theo, and then Sammy from Drain. We all just like got in a group chat and started planning it.
Yeah.
And I think Theo has more involvement in it, to be honest.
Oh.
But so maybe he could
elaborate a little bit more.
Yeah, like he said, we are driving back, and we're like, why can't we do that here?
Yeah.
So we started a group chat and just started like trying to plan it out, who would play, where we could do it. That was a huge one. Originally it was supposed to be under a bridge covered in dirt and mud.
Oh my god.
Like looking back on it, it would have been fucking miserable doing that.
Look at how many people showed up to that shit. Oh my god.
And then we found another location downtown that kind of had like a huge concrete slab that could fit like maybe 1,000 people.
Yeah.
But it was right next to a neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
So it was like even more sketchier.
Yeah.
And then a friend of ours where we used to do shows at in one of his warehouses, he I hit him up and to see if we could, maybe use his warehouse if he was still offering it. And he told us that his whole like property was empty by like on the weekends especially, was dead. No one ever goes there.
It's like a business district almost.
Yeah.
I feel you. There's a few by my house.
So we did it there, and we went out and checked it out and seen where we can do it, and we got the bands. Zabalba wanted to play. Of course, all of our friends are in
the sickest
our favorite bands.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to fly anyone out or anything. What else?
Were there any? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Elliot and his friends built the stage the morning of.
Oh wow, that's fucking sick.
Which was crazy. The sound people donated their shit for free because they just wanted to help out.
It just seems like everything with this event just like was so natural.
It was fucking crazy how weirdly perfect it worked out.
Yeah, it was like a perfect storm of like
scary.
Everything happening.
Yeah.
Was it ever was it stressful at all? Like seeing the people coming and being like, oh shit, what if something happens? Or are you just like, oh, let's do this shit?
It was stressful, but it looked so legit that if a cop drove by, it would look like, oh, they have permits, or you know what I mean? Everything's legit. And then towards the end of the night, I think Gulch had 2 songs left, and they started lighting off fireworks. That's when I was like, fuck, we're gonna get fucked.
We're fucked, yeah, totally.
But honestly, nothing happened. It was chill. It was sick. Random ass people were trying to help out after, cleaning up all the garbage and shit.
That's sick.
Yeah, so it was cool.
That's really cool. I didn't know you had so much involvement in that event. Was that inspired by the Dead City show?
100%. Yeah.
So were you guys at that show?
Mike Dirt went to that show. Malachi from Scal.
Pretty
much everyone. I don't know what I was doing, to be honest.
I think you were out of town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I'd gone to both of those. But again, I was not as integrated into the scene as I am now. I knew of these shows happening. I saw them on Instagram. I followed all these bands. I just was not in the headspace to be like, oh, I'm going to take a trip up to the Bay Area, or, oh, I'm going to go up to LA and go to this show or whatever.
I mean, no one would have known how big those 2 shows were. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And then I think, didn't you guys play a pretty big ass show the week after that, right?
It was we played in San Jose the week after.
Yeah.
It was an outdoor show. It was definitely not as big as RBS, but it was sick.
Who played that one again? It was Extinguish
played this band called Fentanyl.
Yeah.
Lead Dream.
Okay, yes, I do remember this.
Yeah. It was cool. It was just a bunch of homie bands too. But it's cool.
I remember you saying in the punk rock flea market video that this is kind of going to a different topic, but I feel like this is a good segue. You guys wouldn't really be playing a lot of shows or touring at all.
I know.
And this is just for SJ.
Yeah.
What since then, because obviously you guys have played a good amount of shows around the U.S. now, what's prompted you guys to play more shows? And I mean, we'll talk about this after, but also tour Europe like this summer with no pressure. Like, what's prompted you to play more shows?
I don't really know. Well, so after the RBS show, I remember like loading up our gear and stuff like that, and then I was just like talking to like Mike Dirt, our guitar player.
Yeah.
And we just like agreed like at the moment, like we didn't even not really talk about it, but like at the same time we're like, yo, honestly, there's nothing ever in our lives that will beat this RBS show.
Yeah.
So do you want to like still be a band, because it's just like downhill from there, you know?
Damn,
what I mean?
that's pretty heavy.
Yeah,
That's actually pretty fucking heavy.
But it wasn't downhill. Like the Tsunami as a band's fucking ridiculous. But but that's just how we felt at the time. We're just like, yo, like honestly, this show can't be beat. Like, do we want to like stay at like this legendary like
pinnacle?
Yeah, or just like keep going. But at the time, we just wanted to stop. But then like over time, people just kept wanting to see us, so we're just like, we'll just keep going.
Yeah, that's yeah, and since then it's been like, it's only gotten bigger or whatever.
Dude, no, we've never played a bad show, which is cool.
No, yeah, all the videos that I've ever seen of you guys, because most of your sets get recorded by somebody, because I feel like you guys are just like the notoriety of you guys at this point, and most of the other Bay Area bands is just like, oh, someone's gonna be filming this. So I feel like I've seen every single one of your shows like on YouTube, and I've never seen a crowd that's not been into it, and it's been super sick. Whether it's like 5 petite ladies in the front like singing your lyrics, or everyone at RBS singing "Shut Your Fucking Mouth," I mean, it's like, it's always sick.
Yeah, it's dope.
And then so you guys are going to Europe this summer to tour. So how did that tour because you guys at No Pressure at the same time, like it feels like it wouldn't fit, but it feels like at the same time it's like a perfect fit, you know?
Yeah.
So how did that tour like initially like come up to get pitched to you guys, or did someone pitch it to No Pressure, or what was the whole process like?
Well, we've kind of known Parker for a minute, just because like the story so far and stuff like that. They're from the Bay Area, so like we've seen them around. And then I don't really know, like we were just like, one day we're just like, yeah, you're in a band, like we're in a band, like let's just, I initially asked them like, yo, let's just do like a weekend run California or something like that. And then Harry, their drummer, was just like, do you just want to go to Europe instead? And then we're kind of just like, yeah, fuck it, why not?
Oh, I mean, hell yeah. If people from No Pressure are like, let's go to Europe.
Yeah. So I mean, it is a hella random like lineup like mix, but
it's rad.
Yeah. But I mean, we're just all homies in the end, so why not?
Yeah, exactly. How do you guys like? I don't know if this is something that you guys haven't like dealt with yet, but how are you guys gonna plan on like getting gear over to Europe? Like, how do you get gear in? Because I'm just saying, because I've never really like flown somewhere with gear and stuff like that. So how do you like go about like doing that? How do you pack all your stuff up and pack all your amps, your guitars, and all that stuff?
So this is our first time in Europe I think ever as like a band, but I think it's like honestly easier than you think. I think we're just bringing instruments like guitar, bass, and then in terms of like backline, yeah, it's just being provided each show or something. I don't really know, or we're renting gear when we're there. All I know is that they told us that we shouldn't worry about it.
Okay, that's good.
So I'm not gonna worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, they over there, I'm sure they do have a team like of people who are like, is this like them, like they're people like organizing it, and you guys are just kind of just like along for the ride?
No, so we have like the same. So like in Europe, we have, well, in the States we do everything ourselves.
Yeah,
but in Europe, it's probably smarter to go through like a booking agency. So that's what we do, and we're like in this agency called Stronger Bookings.
Yep.
And then No Pressure's on the same one. So like, it was just like from the get-go, it was just like an easy fit. Like, why don't we do this tour? But it's pretty easy. Like, all we have to do is just like tell them like, yeah, we want to play, and they'll provide like a driver and a van, and that's it.
And then go from there.
Yeah, just go from there.
That's super rad. That's cool though. That's like from going like, oh, we're not gonna tour or anything to go into Europe, and if those shows sell out, that'll be like legendary.
Yeah.
That'll be so cool. Do you know like how big like all the venues are or anything like that? Is it going to be like little like
You've looked it up,
clubs and
right?
stuff?
Yeah, I like I told you, I'm in between jobs right now, so I've had a lot of time on my hands.
Yeah.
Some of them look fucking insane.
Really?
But then some of them also look more intimate, which will also be insane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So it's like very cool to see like, damn, we're gonna play like 1,000 cap room, and then we're gonna play one that's like maybe 300 cap room.
Yeah.
Which will probably be fucking crazy too.
Exactly.
So I'm very stoked.
That's super cool. Have you guys ever been to Europe?
Never. He has, I think.
Where have you been?
I've been to Europe just as a vacation.
Yeah.
But been to London, France, Amsterdam.
Are those any of the you're playing? Are you guys playing in Amsterdam?
No, we're not.
Where are you guys playing?
We're playing the UK, like 3 places in the UK, a few places in Germany, Budapest, Poland.
Dang.
We're going all like Switzerland. I think is ending.
You're going all in.
Yeah.
Well, everything's so close there too.
Yeah,
it's pretty
yeah.
easy to hit. Is there anywhere you guys would be like, oh, if I could tour there and like sell the whole thing out, like where would I go to tour? Is there a certain part of the world or anything like that? Like that isn't the U.S. If you could go any like other, I think any other country or continent, like where would you want to like tour?
Me personally, like as vacationing, I fucking love Japan.
Yeah. Oh, you've been to Japan?
I've been in Japan. Like, dude, there was this one.
I'd love to go.
Yeah,
there.
1 year I went to Japan, or the first time, and I was like, dude, this place is fucking sick. Then I went like 2 months after. So Japan's dope, and I've been to one show in Japan, but that's a place that I've always wanted to play as like music in.
Yeah.
And I think that's like once I hit it, I have like no reason to keep playing.
Yeah, exactly. If you guys get that big, then where you guys have an audience out in out in Japan, I think that'd be cool. Theo, what about you? Is there any dream places you'd like to tour or play, or any countries?
Honestly, Japan too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you ever been out there?
Never. I've only been to Canada.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been around the U.S. and to the Mexico and Canada like once. So.
That's sick. See, I've never even been to Mexico.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been to like Baja, which isn't like, which is funny because my dad is from, he's from Michoacan, which is like in down in mainland Mexico, but I've never been there before.
Damn.
And even though I've hella family there, and like we would totally be welcome there, I just have never gotten out there before.
Yeah,
I wish, but Japan would be
Japan for sure.
Yeah.
Because we're already knocking off the Euro check mark, so yeah, Japan would be like the shit.
Yeah, I've heard that about Japan, where everyone that I know who's gone there has been like, this is one of the sickest places.
It just looks crazy, and everyone looks so nice, and the bands are awesome. Or Indonesia, that would be fun too. Yeah.
That'd be you just going from island to island.
Actually, Australia too. Fuck it, I want to go everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah, exactly. That's so funny. So this is kind of like a segue to like a kind of a different topic, but it's kind of on the same thing of show playing and stuff, but are there any bands you'd like to play with? I mean, it doesn't have to be hardcore, but it could be any band that you haven't played with yet that you would like to play with at some point, just a show or maybe a run or whatever. Who would that be for you guys?
It's a good question. Like Metallica. That'd be dope. But I don't know, like there's so many sick bands I can't really pinpoint things. But
and I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah. And you're putting me on the spot. But I don't know, I just want to like play with homies like all the time.
Yeah.
I know this was literally yesterday, but didn't like the singer of the Acacia Strain say that he wanted to play with us? So that would be kind of dope. But other than that, I don't know. I'm down to play whatever, to be honest.
With whoever.
Yeah,
wherever.
with whoever. Yeah, whoever's down.
Yeah, I mean,
if I could play like with this lineup every day of my life, I'll be happy. But if I could play with Pain of Truth, the Gridiron,
yeah,
I'll be fucking stoked. Like, like straight up. That's the only.
Oh my god,
That's the only
I'd
lineup
love to
I'd
see
ever
Painted-
need to play.
I'd love to see Painted Truth with Gridiron and you guys. That would be so rad. I'm seeing you guys with Gridiron, and I've seen Painted Truth, but
Yeah.
never those three in combination.
Yeah,
I feel like that would be a really good show, actually.
Oh yeah,
You guys fit so well
yeah,
too.
yeah. We've talked about it with all those bands, but one day.
What about you, Theo? Any bands like doesn't matter what type of genre or anything like that.
Mine would be Despised Icon.
I have no idea who that is.
Are you kidding me, dude?
No.
I think they're from Montreal, Canada.
Are they like what kind of music?
They're like slam, technical death metal.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. They're fucking sick though. I would say if there's any band Tsunami takes a lot of inspiration from, it's them.
Despised, was it Icons?
Yeah.
Okay.
Icon. Check them out.
I will check them out.
Yeah, it's fucking sick.
That's super rad. Do you guys have any favorite like hardcore bands currently that I know you're all up on Painted Truth just from like seeing you at shows with all the fucking Painted Truth drip.
Painted Truth is the only band merch I bought within like the last year.
I know, and I've seen you with like the fucking hat and the fucking like the jersey and stuff like that. It's so funny. Are they like your favorite band currently or?
Dude, honestly, watching them live is so fucking sick.
It is.
Yeah, I can't. But dude, there's just something about like that zone of hardcore, dude. Like the only bands that I've moshed to this past like 5 years, probably Painted Truth and King 9.
Yeah.
So like whatever style you want to consider them, I'm down.
That's really funny. What about you, Theo?
Favorite current bands or favorite bands right now?
Favorite bands right now, yeah.
King 9 for sure will always be one of my favorite bands. Painted Truth, Never Ending Game.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I saw you stage dived at Dead Heat.
Dead Heat will always be one of my favorite
At one
bands. Honestly, it sounds weird to say, but like all of our friends' bands are like our favorite bands.
That's not weird at all. I mean,
You
there
know,
are
I
a
don't
lot
know,
of
you
people's
know what I
favorite
mean?
bands.
Like,
oh yeah,
It's cool knowing like our friends are putting out the coolest music.
yeah.
And
So that's just been like, that's another thing I kind of wanted to get into is like this scene up here is like, it's like, how long do you think like this group of people has like been together and making music? Because has it been like over a long period of time or just like the last like 2 or 3 years, or like how has this progression like happened up here? Because it's I feel like it's uncommon but also kind of common to like see like friend groups like spawn a few different bands, but I'd feel like none to this magnitude.
Here it was Bad Times Crew and True Hearted.
Okay.
Those were kind of like the two camps that kind of expanded out, and everyone started other bands.
Yeah.
Those created Bad Times Crew created Hands of God pretty much, and then True Hearted created Gulch.
Okay.
And then everyone started doing their own little side bands, and we started meeting like the Santa Cruz people, like Drain and Scowl.
Yeah.
All those guys.
And when was that?
Honestly, probably 2015, 14. For like everyone kind of starting the bands and then expanding out, right? That was kind of like the poppin' era of here.
This is the poppin' era.
I mean that little
The origin
era,
stories.
started. Yeah. Really? Yeah, you're right. I'm probably definitely wrong. Probably actually, yeah, I graduated in 2010. 2012, 13.
So it was a minute ago. So
Yeah, it's
so
been a
this
while.
just goes to show people.
But the music, True Hearted was good. Bad Times Crew was terrible.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, the
This-
music was not good.
Totally. This just goes to show that if you're starting a band and it doesn't take off in the first year, just stick it out. These guys, I mean, that whole like your whole group has been around for 9 years now, 10 years now, and like in the past couple years it's taken off, but I guess it's not been as sick like before that, or as big at least.
Yeah.
But just keep going, you know.
Yeah, because I played in both of those bands, Bad Times Crew and True Hearted, and I feel like I've definitely played with all our friends for like probably definitely more than 10 years now.
Yeah.
But those bands sucked. But because we did play in those bands, like we've had our connections with like, because like if you think about it, like the Dead Heat guys, the Vamakar guys, we've all been in such shitty bands, but we've all been friends just because we have been playing music for so long.
You've had those connections.
And then like it just like perfect time, like for whatever reason we started making good music, Dead Heat started making music, and just like we all came up at the same time, which is really cool.
Yeah, that is super cool. Also, just building connections with people is also very important.
Dope. Yeah, that's still like the best part about hardcore.
Yeah, just making friends, making like those like social connections with people. It's important for sure. Even if you're not in a project that's like, oh my god, this is gonna be the next like poppin' thing. Like you're still like, having a good time building those like memories and also those relationships for future endeavors.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's super cool. This is like completely like different like field, but you guys just had like an SJ Earthquakes thing. Was it a commercial or something like that? Like, how'd you guys get hit up to do that? Like, that must be pretty fucking cool though.
It's cool. Yeah. They like put like, they play like whatever, if you want to call it a commercial, they play it in the stadium every game, and then they just put like a weird standout of like me in their stadium, which is cool. But no, there's this dude Sam who does like marketing for them and like does all the videography for them. And he's like a hardcore guy. He's played in bands like in the Bay, and I didn't meet him until he asked us, but he was just like, he knows what's up, so he's like, yeah, you guys are like figures in San Jose, do you guys want to just like do this real quick? And we're just down, so why not?
That's cool.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a connection of someone like liking your guys' shit and
exactly.
knowing about hardcore.
Yeah, again, like it's just like another hardcore kid just like doing homie shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
and it doesn't always have to be like in hardcore that you do hardcore stuff,
Exactly. Yeah.
Like go to college, get that business degree, start that business, and then integrate hardcore into it. You can totally do that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Had there been any like, this is a strange question, but have there been any like celebrities that have reached out to you guys that have been like, oh yeah, we listened to Tsunami or anything like that? Because I've heard like some bands like I'll use kind of like Dead City as an example. Like they got noticed by like Travis Barker after they played their like big show or whatever. But has there been like any celebrities that are like hit you guys up about that, or just no?
I don't know. I can't really think. Oh, this guy, I don't know if you want to consider a celebrity, but this guy, the guy that does the hundreds.
Yeah, that's a big ass brand.
Bobby Hundreds, he like tweeted at us or messaged us. He's like, yo, like, you guys are dope. And then like, he's just like, could you send me merch and stuff like that? So I just like send him merch from time to time. And yeah, so it's cool. And then I always get like a text from someone in LA. It's like, yo, I just saw Bobby at the Lakers game. He's wearing a Tsunami shirt.
Hey,
and I've looked up to like the hundreds and stuff for like a really long time. So I think that's cool. But I think that's like the closest we've got.
Yeah. This kind of is a good like segue into it. But has there been any like hookup like stuff that you've gotten to do? Like, have you been hooked up by like? I mean, obviously you got some stuff from the hundreds. Have you gotten like stuff? Have you gotten hit up by other brands to like for like just flowing you stuff? You guys personally?
Well, we did like a collab with like Brain Dead.
Yeah.
Which is I'd say like they're a similar vibe to like the hundreds, like streetwear stuff. But yeah, they hit us up. We've done merch with them, and then anytime like I'm in town in LA or something, I stop by and just like totally, unfortunately, just loot them, which is cool. But I don't know. Other than that, like, but it all like stems down to like if there's a hardcore person there or something like that.
Yeah.
Like they've always shown love to me, and I'll always show love back.
Yeah, exactly. Have you gotten stuff from Liquid Death?
They have
sent you stuff.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. I'm gonna just say it, but they.
It's fine. Only like 200 people are gonna watch this.
They sent us like a couple cases of Liquid Death, and I think it was just because they're like, yo, like only give this out like when you're playing an event or something like that. But we just told them, hell yeah, we're playing an event, but we just kept it for ourselves.
That's funny. Hopefully they never watch this.
Yeah.
They won't. It's fine. It's like 200 people are gonna watch this. Did you get stuff from? The only reason I'm asking this is because I've seen some stuff on your Instagram. Have you gotten stuff from like Dickies too? Like, I'm just like calling you out for this.
No, unfortunately not. I steal a lot of Dickies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's really funny. I mean, I think we're kind of getting to like the end of this. But do you think there are any like Bay Area bands, in terms of hardcore that have like never really that were really sick, but like never really got their due in terms of like exposure and stuff like that, but are not a band anymore?
Yeah.
Or inactive?
It's a good question, honestly. I feel like they get their dues now, but there's this band that we really like called Animosity.
Okay.
So to like the right crowd, they do get some love, but they're like some like tech, like metal, like kind of hardcore, kind of like just like, I don't know,
crossover band.
Yeah, kind of. But they were around like back in the day. They don't play shows anymore, but during the time that they were a band, their shows, in my opinion, kind of sucked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the reaction wise. But now, if they play again, I think they'd fucking kill it. But other than that, there's been so many Bay Area bands, but I don't know. Do you know?
I would agree with him on Animosity.
Uh-huh.
But I think like hardcore wise, the Bay Area used to be cracking. Like if you look at old Sound and Fury lineups, most of those bands were from Northern California.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then it kind of died out and LA took over, you know, with all their great bands. But yeah. I think it goes in waves. But Smash Mouth is from here. Did you know that?
I did not know that,
Yeah,
actually.
dude.
I've seen them live once. They were killing it. You know? They're having fun, you know. What more can you ask? Just damn, I was gonna. Oh, okay, I remember now. Sometimes I just forget about these questions, and I just kind of got to spitball. But do you guys have like a favorite like show that you guys have ever played? And I mean, I guess you could say RBS, but I mean, maybe outside of RBS as well. And for what reason was that your favorite? You know,
mine would be the first one.
And it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be Tsunami. I'll throw that in there.
You want to go first while I think? You go first.
All right. Well, let him think about it.
Tsunamis. In terms of Tsunami, best show probably would be 1720.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Really?
That was just like, dude, that was insane.
It was
Yeah,
very fun.
That was cool. 1720 was cool. It was just like the amount of people there. Like I'd never in my life think I'd fill up a room that big.
Yeah, that must have been cool.
It was cool. And then like everyone was into it, you know? Like,
yes.
Which was cool. But definitely the first Tsunami show was just like
the one in SJ.
The one in SJ, which is like it's
the Halloween show, right?
The Halloween show, yeah. It was in a spot called Peace and Justice Center.
Yeah.
But it's basically just a house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it was cool. Like it was our first show. Like we didn't know how it was gonna turn out, because I think we only had like two songs out. But it was cool. Like the capacity for it is like 80 people.
Yeah.
And dude, I kid you not, 500 people showed up. And then like there's like we probably put like 150 to 200 people inside this house, and then there was people like there's 300 people outside, just like partying.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
it was
everything you don't see in the video. There's something happening outside,
dude. Yeah, but that show was sick, and we only played the 3 songs, so it was cool.
Well, you played 3 songs.
Dude, we only have the demo, and that's literally all we played.
So what we see in the video is the whole set.
The 8-minute video is the whole set. And it was sick. It was just like all homie bands too. Like it was the perfect show.
That is one of the funniest videos I've ever seen, because you got like a fucking pirate and a fucking boxer, and they're all just beating each other up too. It's really funny. Oh my god, check it out on Joseph's YouTube channel.
Yes.
Is that it's on your YouTube
That is
channel?
mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that show was dope. But in terms of Tsunami, those 2 shows are definitely like in the top.
I do got a favorite that isn't Tsunami. or
band,
that they all sucked besides the Tsunami shows?
No. There was this. Well, I played in that band True Hearted.
Yeah.
Which was like members of Gulch and then me. But our last show, it's a place called the Rock Shop, was insane. That was like the first show that I ever sold out as like a.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think the
as
cap
a performer.
As a performer, yeah. I think it was like a 300 cap room, and
wow.
then at the time I was just like, I never believe I could do this, but it was dope. Like
that's cool.
Yeah.
That must have been that's a special moment because you're like, man, these people are here to see something that me and the other bands put together, and they're stoked.
It's a dope feeling. Yeah, I can't lie about that.
Theo, you got a favorite show?
For Tsunami, it would be the first show, just because of how fucked up it was.
Yeah.
I would say for something else, probably be. It was. There was a show. I used to live on the East Coast. There's a show at this venue called the Meat Locker in New Jersey.
Okay.
It was fucking crazy. So you go into this place, you go down like stairs and into like a cellar basement. And who the fuck played that?
Wait, what's it called? The Meat Cellar?
Meat Locker.
The Meat Locker.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It was Year of the Knife.
Oh wow.
Like okay. I think it might have been their second show or something.
So it was a long time ago.
Yeah. Year of the Knife, a band called Tourniquet. I think Invoke played.
Okay.
Laid to Rest.
Okay.
Separated. And someone else. But it was just fucking insane. Like someone during Laid to Rest, someone was swinging around like a snow shovel. Like
Jesus.
Then there was no escaping. Like you were just stuck down there. So it was just fucking insane, and I'll always remember that one.
That's really funny.
Yeah, it was cool.
You
just attended that one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, I was about to be like, oh, okay, where are you? Where are you performing in this? But that's
hiding.
Sick. That's funny. All right, well, I think we're pretty much at like the end here. I got 2 more questions for you guys. Thank you again for doing this. It's super, super fucking cool. You guys are definitely some big inspirations to both me and I know a lot of my friends and also like to people in hardcore everywhere.
That's crazy to hear.
No, for sure. Like I definitely got homies who are like, oh, you fucking getting to talk to Joseph because they didn't know that you're going to be in this video as well. So
sick.
They get to see Joseph and Theo and yeah, it's super cool. So I'm going to do more serious question and then kind of a goofy question. So you guys got any advice for people who are wanting to like start a hardcore band and like and don't know like how to like break into their scene and get people to come to shows and stuff? Like you got any advice for them?
I would say just start it and have fun. Don't expect anything. Not like don't expect to be big or anything, but just have fun and don't force anything.
Yeah.
It'll come a lot more naturally.
Yeah. Like RBS.
Exactly. Yeah. No one. Yeah. Exactly. Go to shows. If you don't know how to play an instrument, mosh.
Yeah.
If you don't want to mosh, fucking, I don't know, buy stuff because that always helps too.
Talk to the bands.
Yeah. Talk to people. Don't ever put people up on a pedestal. Everyone is chill. Because I used to do that too with bands, but meeting people that you were inspired by, you realize they're just normal people that are just like you.
Oh yeah, there's definitely been like more than one interview where I've been like, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to get this person, and then I see them at a show and I just talk to them and they're like, yeah, sure, we're down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, that was easy.
It's as easy as that, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But Joseph,
what's the question again?
Any advice? Any advice?
I don't know. It's kind of like the same shit. Like, just keep going to shows. Obviously, the more you go, like the more people that have been involved more like notice.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like don't be a stranger. And like, yeah, just start a band. Even if it's shitty, just have fun. Like the very least, support like your local scene, 'cause like that's really all that matters. Like in the end, like San Jose hardcore is like number one for me. So I'll support anyone that's involved, like straight up.
Yeah.
And that's it. Just like support your friends and they'll support you back.
Going back to what you said about like just showing up. I mean, look at Fubu Man. I mean, dude I don't think plays in a band or anything like that, but he's at the shows and everyone notices him, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So you'll get noticed if you're there. So
yeah.
All right, well, I think my last question is going to be who in the band would be most likely to drown if a wave hit them? And it doesn't have to
Yeah. Okay, word. Yeah, probably Dirt.
Yeah.
I try to get this dude to surf all the time, but he's just like not having. Or actually, no, that's a lie though, because Dirt is a really good swimmer. He's like really active.
Do you know how to go under a wave?
Yeah, you'll probably die. Probably him or Ben. Ben, our drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fool might just be too high to even notice he's in the water.
He'd just stand.
Yeah.
He'll just your feet will hit the bottom no matter what.
True.
That's really funny. But not you, because you surf. So you'll be fine.
I've been waiting for this.
Waiting for this question. All right. Well, thank you guys again. This is a pleasure. And yeah, check out any Tsunami shows that are coming up or whatever. And hey, you guys, if you guys have any last words, then now would be the time. Any shout outs, anything like that?
Dude, I don't know, but thank you for doing this. I'm stoked.
Yes, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you for letting me fucking,
Event.
jump in. Yeah.
Of course.
Shout out all of our friends, Days, Triple B, Streets of Hate, California, San Jose.
Yeah. All right, we out. Psh.